Absolutely tragic. Two young up-and-coming skiers taken in the prime of their lives. They're actually part of the USA's developmental squad system that they have in place, which is a core unit aimed at building up young talent at a young age, getting them out there, inviting them to training sessions, and in theoretically forming bases for future World Cup teams. Now, they were part of a group of 6 near the Rettenbach Glacier at the time. That's the venue that will actually open up one of the venues for the 2015 Alpine Skiing World Cup venues as well. Really, really tragic, particularly when you factor in this. They'd both actually done really well over the years at the US Alpine Championships as well, and they were considered a crop of raw talent. This is the program that the US Skiing Federation has in place for future outstanding talents, described, by the way, as extremely passionate about their sport, described as outstanding talent and outstanding races as well. Really, really sad to see.
Apparently went off-piste.
Off-piste, reportedly, according to some reports in Austrian media as well. And also the same media outlets in Austria attributing the fact that they weren't wearing the right gear as well in terms of protection, which you mentioned there at the top, Michael.
Well, let's talk more about the weather. You know, when this avalanche is triggered, we talked about them not wearing the avalanche gear, even though the danger level on the mountain was at 3 on a scale of 5.
Right, but 3 is also what is considerable risk at a 3. So you have a 3 out of a 5, and then you break off course without the gear. But more importantly, what we've been dealing with is that at the beginning of winter, they just didn't have the snowfall. It was extremely warm when in North America we were cold. Now, over the holiday break, the snow really started to come down, but they've been warm and then cold and warm and cold, and it creates layers. So let's break it down and give you an idea exactly where this is. You can see this exactly on our Earth scale here. We'll get into the Alps. Most of the storms this year have been in the Mediterranean, which means the snow has been pushed up from the south. So it's the southern slopes that had most of the snowfall. The cold comes in from the north. Now, the resorts are there in the center, and of course, this was known as Zodin. This is known as the Big 3. 3 mountains over 3,000 meters. The avalanche occurred around 2,800 meters. Notice the clouds coming in across Germany, in from the north. Now, when you look at an area like this, and you're going to see this is mainly in western Austria, 50 centimeters fall out to the west. They're known for their powder above 3,000 meters. So most likely, this is where they were, where the avalanche occurred. 2 types of avalanche. Notice the wind direction. Remember, coming in from the north, the snow's on the southern slope. This is most likely what they dealt with. It's called a slab break, where it's a little bit of the snow side comes down in that southern flank, and some can out-ski this. Of course, there's another type. It's winds in the same direction. Notice the crevice there. This is called a cornice here. This is what helicopter crews look for at least 3 times a day to put out these avalanche warnings. This is much heavier, much more forceful. This is hard to recover from, even with some of those air bladders.